Working with linear equations. Throughout this unit, you have learned how to calculate the slope of a line and write the equation of a line in three different forms. What if you're given the equation of a line and they ask you to find the slope, or an intercept? Depending on what form the equation is in, the information might be easy to find. Sometimes it might require some algebraic steps to manipulate the equation into the desired form. What is the slope of the equation 8x minus 10y equals 40? This equation is in standard form, which can be used to find the intercepts, but the slope isn't given, so we have to manipulate it using what we know from algebra. Either the point slope or slope-intercept form of a linear equation can be used. However, slope-intercept is better because it's easier to solve the equation 8x minus 10y equals 40 for y, giving us the equation in slope-intercept form. So we're going to solve this equation for y. First, we're going to subtract 8x from both sides. Then we're going to divide both sides by negative 10. When we do so, we get y equals 4/5 x minus 4. Therefore, the slope of the equation is 4/5. Write the equation of the line with an x-intercept of 5 and a y-intercept of 10. Since 2 points are given, find the slope using the slope formula. The 2 points are 5, 0 and 0, 10. So therefore, y2 minus y1 is 10 minus 0, which is 10, and then 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Therefore, the slope of this line is negative 2. Then we're going to use the y-intercept, which is just 10, to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 2x plus 10. This problem does not specify a form for the equation, so you can select any form. The equation of the line in point-slope form, using the x-intercept, is y equals negative 2 times x minus 5. But you could also write this in standard form, 2x plus y equals 10. Write the equation y minus 7 equals 3/4 times x plus 4 in standard form. Then determine the x and y intercepts. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this 3/4 by multiplying the whole thing by 4. When we do that, we get 4 times y minus 7, and then 3 times x plus 4. Then we're going to distribute these, so 4y minus 28 equals 3 times x, which is 3x, plus 3 times 4, which is 12. Finally, we're going to move 3x to the other side, and we're going to move negative 28 to the other side. So we're going to add 28 to both sides, and we're going to subtract 3x from both sides. We get negative 3x plus 4y equals 40. From here, we just have to first plug in y equals 0 to get rid of that term, solve for x. X equals negative 40 over 3. Over here, we take our equation and we make x equal to 0 to find the y-intercept. So divide both sides by 4, and we see that y equals 10. So our x-intercept is negative 40/3, 0, and our y-intercept is 0, 10. Which equation or graph is steeper? Y equals negative 5x plus 6, or this line here? The slope of this equation is negative 5. The slope here, well, let's do rise over run. We go 1, 2 up, 1 over. So therefore the slope is 2. Okay, so this is a positive slope while this is a negative slope, which means that the slope of B is bigger. However, steepness, we're going to take the absolute value of the slopes. So A is steeper than B. Compare a verbal model and a table. Chris and Sherry are going to have a bowling party. It costs $10 to rent a lane and $2 per pair of shoes. Here we have a table of x and y coordinates. Which has a greater rate of change? Let's model scenario A first. Chris and Sherry are going to have a bowling party. It costs $10 to rent a lane and $2 per pair of shoes. The initial cost is 10, which is a constant. And the cost of shoes changes depending on the amount of people. Let x be the number of people bowling and y represent the cost. This makes the cost of the shoes 2 times x, 2 times the number of people. And the constant, that's going to be our y-intercept. So the cost equation is y equals 10 plus 2x, making its slope 2, the coefficient of x. That's the rate of change. Here, we're going to use the slope formula. We're going to pick 2 points, 1, 2. This is y2, this is y1. So 13 minus 7 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. Therefore, the rate of change here in this table is 3. The rate of change of the verbal model, A, is 2. And the rate of change of the table is 3. 2 is less than 3. Therefore, the table has the greater rate of change.